Okay, so most people in like the self-help, self-improvement space are familiar with the idea of failing faster. Basically, the idea is that instead of being overly obsessed with like being perfect the first time or being too afraid to try things out and make mistakes or to make a workable model of whatever you're trying to do and then see it fail and then make that failing model faster so you can see the issues and correct them. People will instead kind of just avoid failure, avoid trying to make that workable model and do a bunch of other stuff instead to feel productive. And that'll ultimately sabotage them in the long run because failure is what builds the path to success. Every set that you push close to failure or to failure is what actually builds the muscle. And I've kind of hinted at it, but I feel like one of the biggest mindset shifts that actually allows you to fail way faster in a more positive way is detachment. When you have detachment from the outcome, so you're not attached to the outcome and the meaning that it has for you, as in your identity. So, for example, oh, if I fail this test, that means I'm dumb and I'm not worthy and I don't belong at this school. Or if I'm not as fast or whatever as the other people that I'm racing in something, that means that I'm just not as good at them or I lack talent. When you have that attachment, it'll feel like success or failure is like a stake you're putting yourself into, and that'll cause you to shut down when you fail or like shrink yourself when you fail instead of trying to build upon the failure to go further towards success. Like you probably know 10 people in your life who failed and just decided like they're a failure. They weren't that good in school before, so they just decided they'll never be good at school. They weren't the strongest or the fastest kid, so they decided they'll never be athletic. And that's nonsense. It's actually the failure, the not being the talented one who gets it right away, that actually paves that way. And it's not just a flexible mindset you need. You need to be able to detach, because also a lot of failing faster is not just seeing the places where you went wrong and improving. Sometimes you didn't fail because you didn't do anything wrong. You failed actually because you were too attached and too fearful of the concept of failure. So it's like you went up to go spit game to that one girl, but you failed because you were too afraid actually of failure and what she was going to think about you. You were too attached to the outcome and sort of what it would mean for you to pull her or get rejected by her, instead of not caring at all and just having a normal conversation and just sharing appreciation or interest or whatever. And a lot of things in life are like that, where the failure sometimes isn't a sign to actually stop. It's a sign to go even harder and to let go even harder. And failure itself also allows you to detach more. So if you feared and ran from failure your whole life, failure will feel crushing. But if you failed many times, one failure won't hurt you. One person talking bad won't affect you as much.